it's Hope and welcome to the video. I'm first going to apologize for the dark lighting. My ring light decided to break literally as I was setting it up to film, and your girl needs to film this right now. So, we'll just ignore that. But this is a very exciting announcement. This is me announcing the Oseman-a-long, which is a read-along of all of Alice Oseman's books. So, first, who is hosting this? Well, myself, Clint from Reed's Readers, and Morgan from Morgan's Bookshelves are the host. I will say this is a very laid back and chill read along, so it's kind of going to be all over the place. I'm going to give you a forewarning. But when is this taking place? It is taking place starting May 2025, so next month as this is being posted, and it is going through until January of 2026. So yeah, but I will just go through. I have my little list of what books we are reading in what month. We are going to attempt to be doing live shows each month talking about these books. Some may end up being drinking live shows depending on our thoughts and how happy or sad our thoughts are. But if we can't do live shows because life, we all have jobs, we all have personal lives, so there may be sometimes that we are not able to do live shows. We will just tack that book onto the next live show and kind of go from there. Again, this is pretty chill and relaxed, so it's mainly us just wanting to reread favorites. And so yeah, so in May we are starting off very simple and just reading Heartstopper Volume 1. If you do not know what Heartstopper is about, it's about Nick and Charlie. They meet in school, become friends, and eventually develop a relationship, and it's just cute and simple. And so this is what we are reading in May. June, we'll be reading Heartstopper Volume 2. In July, Heartstopper Volume 3. These are graphic novels, so these will be very easy reads, very easy discussions. In August, we will be reading Heartstopper Volume 4 and This Winter, which is a novella that takes place during Heartstopper Volume 4. So that's kind of why we're reading them within the same month. Also, a novella and a graphic novel can easily be read within the same month. In September, we'll be reading Solitaire, which is, this is like Tori's story, which Tori is Charlie's older sister, and yeah. In October, we will be reading Heartstopper Volume 5 and Nick and Charlie, which, because again, it's a novella, and these kind of take place at the same time. I think this takes place right after this ends. I'm trying to remember, my brain is like forgetting timelines of stuff. So yeah, that is October's books. November is Radio Silence, which this is the one Alice Oseman book that I do not own. I need to get a copy. I will be getting a copy obviously for this. And this, I'm brain farting on who this is about, what's this about, I know, but this is what we will be reading in November. This will be a first time read for me for this. So I am excited to read it for the first time and get to discuss it for this. This is also why we're kind of doing this, because there's Radio Silence and the next book that we will be reading in December that I haven't read, which in December it will be I Was Born for This, which this is about like a band called, like a pop rock trio of teenage boys called The Ark, so it's like a band. I haven't read this for some reason, so this is kind of, again, why we're doing this. Because I own it, I need to read it. And in January, to end this, we will be reading Loveless, which this is about Georgia, who is kind of on the journey of discovering that she is asexual and aromantic, and her story, I did like this when I read this. So, yeah. If volume 6 of Heartstopper, which is going to be the last volume, comes out in any of this timeline, we will be tacking that on to February of 2026. If it is not out by the time we are finishing this, well then, whenever it does come out, we will read it and discuss it as whenever the release date is, as there is no planned release date, as Alice Oseman is still in the process of creating it, which I get it, it takes a long time to create a graphic novel, so we are just patiently waiting for that. Although also kind of bittersweetly, because it's the last volume and Heartstopper is one of my favorite series of all time, and Alice Oseman has become a favorite author, which is, again, kind of why we are doing this, just to share the love of Alice Oseman's books. So let me know in the comments down below if you will be joining us. I will tag Morgan and Clint in the description, and so you can go check out their channels. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this little announcement video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel out. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!